What's up, y'all? In this video, I wanted to go over how to kill a tiger tank. I wanted to make this video because I've been playing my tiger a lot recently, and I've seen some people really struggle with killing me, or when I'm not in a tiger, struggling to kill other people in them. It's a incredibly popular tank. Most people playing Germany, when they get the chance, will use this tank, and it's one of the most iconic tanks in the game, and probably one of the most popular ones, maybe fighting for supremacy in that role now with the introduction of the mouse. So in this video, I'll go over some of the weak spots and strategies you can use to take out the tiger tank. So the armor on the tiger is all pretty much flat. The only angled armor on this tank is the lower glacis and some parts of the turret. The back of it is rounded, and the commander's cupola is rounded as well. From the front of the tank, probably the most obvious weak spot that you may know about, and if you don't, I'll tell you in a second, is the driver's viewport. It doesn't show up in the armor viewer, but you can shoot rounds through the glass on the viewport that will go straight into the tank. If you do shoot a round through there, it will most likely kill the driver, take out the transmission, and wound some of the other crew members. In my experience, the machine gun port is not a real weak spot, so don't really bother aiming at that. And the lower glacis plate is really only a viable weak spot if you are beneath the tank and the plate is exposed if he's on a hill or something. If you are shooting with a gun that can penetrate the flat frontal armor, you want to shoot at these side sponsons over the tracks, because behind it is where all of the ammo is stored in the tank, with the exception of the ammo stored on the floor. If you're shooting at the side of the tiger, the side hull is only 82 millimeters thick. You want to shoot under the turret to hit the ammo. As you can see, it is directly under the turret from where the gun sort of starts to where the little bulge on the back of the turret is. Another thing to note is that while the upper side hull armor is 82 millimeters thick, the lower side hull armor is only 62 millimeters thick. So if you aim slightly above the tracks, you will have an easier time penetrating the armor. I'll come back to this a little bit later on in the video. Now also from the front, the turret face, or mantlet, has probably some of the most detailed armor modeling of any tank currently in the game. It's fairly thick armor. You can see here it's 120 millimeters thick, only 90 millimeters thick here. However, there's another plate behind it that's 100 millimeters thick, giving it 190 millimeters of effective thickness. These little red zones here are 200 millimeters thick, and if we angle up, we can see those pieces actually extend further into the turret. There are, however, two weak spots, even if they are incredibly small, on the front of the turret: the gunner's viewport and the coaxial machine gun port. These are only 75 for the machine gun and 90 millimeters thick for the gunner's viewport. You will only be able to target these at extreme close range, and even then you might not be able to hit them. But if push comes to shove and you're close to a tiger who's hull down and he's looking at you, you can try and throw a Hail Mary and hit those weak spots. And of course, you can always shoot the barrel and knock it out. Also to note is the commander's cupola. It's fairly prominent from every side of the tank, and it is only 80 millimeters thick, even though it's rounded. If you shoot a round into the cupola, and it does detonate and doesn't overpenetrate, you will more than likely kill the commander, wound the gunner or kill him, wound the loader, and possibly take out the gun breech, making the tank unable to fire. The Tiger is not especially vulnerable from the rear. While it is only 82 millimeters thick, the engine and fuel tanks, as you can see here, as well as the radiators, tend to absorb a lot of the shots that go into it. I've seen a couple shots that I have fired at the backs of Tigers just get eaten up by these modules here, and they don't actually penetrate far enough into the tank to set off the ammo or wound crew. It can happen, but if you are shooting at the Tiger from the rear, I would suggest that you shoot the back of the turret instead of the back of the hull, so that if you don't kill the tank, you will almost assuredly knock out the gun, kill the gunner, kill the loader, commander, or even disable the turret drives. Now, a smart Tiger driver will have his tank angled in a rough diamond shape, like so, to increase the effective thickness of his flat armor. If we look in the armor viewer, we can see at an angle like this, the front part of the armor is 129 millimeters thick here, all the way up to 164 there. The side armor is 142 millimeters thick, all the way to 221. However, if the angled Tiger is not hull down, and you can see this lower hull armor, it is only 100 millimeters thick to about 130 millimeters thick. So if you do come across a Tiger that's angled in a diamond shape, and you can aim for that lower hull just above the tracks where they start to dip, and you can probably penetrate the hull that way. If you are in a worst case scenario and the Tiger is hull down and he's looking at you, you can go for these weak spots, the machine gun port, the gunner's view port, or if you are in a tank with APCR, aim at these two zones here, just to the side of the barrel mount, and your round will go through. If you are going to do that, you load up APCR and are shooting at the turret face. You want to shoot at the right side when it's looking at you, because behind that is the gunner and the commander, and more often than not, you will also knock out the horizontal and vertical aiming drives. So that about wraps it up for my guide on how to kill the Tiger. I did want to go over some basic things like go to the side, shoot it in the back. Wanted to highlight some of the weak spots and strategies you can use to kill the Tiger tank. If you liked the video or feel I got something wrong, feel free to leave a comment. Helps me make a better video. And if you want to keep updated when new videos do come out, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all next time.